And welcome to 5 ways to earn using Facebook. Facebook is a platform that we use every day, but how many of us actually use this area for learning? Or I should say, earning. We learn from Facebook every day, but do we earn from it every day? Because most of us go on Facebook and we're looking on the memes and we're laughing and we're having fun and all those things. But you know that you can earn on Facebook as well. So not only use Facebook for leisure, but also use it to earn as well. Now, some of these you may know already, but you may not have put a definite name on it. But some of these things you may be doing or you may see others do and you never thought about using using these areas to earn on Facebook itself. Now, before we even look at the earning potential of Facebook, we need to look at what you can create on Facebook. Now, everybody, or I should say most persons, have a Facebook account or profile. This is where it has to start from because without this, you can't create any of the other areas that you can use to earn on Facebook. So you must have a Facebook account or a profile. So in case some persons are not sure how you go about creating a Facebook account or profile, just to remind you how you do so, because I'm sure everybody here has a Facebook account, you would go to facebook.com and then it may ask you for an email or a phone number, and then you enter a password, and then you would log in. That's if you have it already. But if you're signing up for the first time, it asks you for your first name, last name, mobile or email. Creating a password, it may ask you for your date of birth, or if you're a female, male, or I'm not sure what custom is. But anyway, so you'll be asked to fill in some information. Now, Facebook is very strict about the name. The name that you use has to sound like a real person's name. And the reason for that is that if you are using a name that sounds like what they think it's a business name, they will tell you to create a business page. So you have to make sure that the name you're using sounds like a real name, a name that someone could have, because they're going to be prompted to create a business page if it doesn't sound like that. So most of us have gone through this process already. If you don't have a Facebook account, you are one of the odd one out. But we do have persons who don't have Facebook accounts, but it's always good to have one. I always tell persons, you are the one who decides what you want to share on this platform. People believe that if you have a Facebook account, everybody knows what's going on in your life, but they only know what you show them. So don't limit yourself by thinking that being on the platform lets everybody know what's going on in your life. It doesn't. You are the one who shares your business or whatever you want with other persons. Always remember that. So let's go back to the slides. So as we said, so the first thing, a Facebook account or profile, that's where it starts from. Now you can also create a Facebook business page, and you can also create a group. Now these two, a business page or a group, you can't create if you don't have an account or a profile. So you have to have that in order to create a Facebook business page and a Facebook business group. So these things sound familiar to you, right? Because everybody has a Facebook profile. Put one in the chat if you have a Facebook profile or a Facebook account. Everybody has that, right? Yes? I hope so. Because if you're hearing about earning on Facebook and you don't have a Facebook account, you need to get cracking. All right, good. So let's look at the purpose of having a Facebook account or profile. This is what most persons use their account for. So it represents a singular social media user. It is used to share updates about a user's personal life. So some persons may put what they're eating for dinner or breakfast or where they're going. They may have a part where they check in and say, okay, I'm at the spa or something like that. So you can do that. And you can use it to connect with your friends and family. So some persons who have lost touch with past classmates or past whatever, you may find them on Facebook and you connect again. Remember, Facebook is all about building a community, whether it be in the business area or in your personal account as well. So these are the purposes of a Facebook account. You do have persons who use their Facebook personal account to be doing business purposes, but guess what? Facebook doesn't like that because it has a business page which it has designated for that. And if they see you using your personal page in a way where it seems too businessy, they may disable your account. Has anybody ever heard anybody say their Facebook account was closed or something like that? Facebook just locked down their account for no reason, a personal account? Have you ever heard of that? I've heard of it. That's based on what they're doing, they close their account because it's too businessy. Certain things look too much like a business. And remember, Facebook is a business, so they want it to be using the right platform for whatever you're doing because you'll soon learn some of the things that you do on a business page. So here we have a business page. So it says that it allows you to connect with your target audience. It allows you to establish yourself as an expert in your field, and you can increase the visibility of your business. So the purpose of a business page, it allows you to get your word more out there. Because unlike a personal page, you have to have friends. Person has to like you, have to befriend you in order to be able to see what you are publishing. Well, we know that you can make your profile public. We all know that. But based on the limitations of a personal Facebook page, it's best that you have a business page because your range is broader. You can reach millions of people from a Facebook business page as opposed to a personal page. So where businesses are concerned, a business page is what they need to know who they are marketing to, who am I in the field that I am interested in, and also you want persons to see you more. Whatever you're promoting, you want it to be seen. So you want to have a Facebook business page for that. So it's always recommended that once you have a business, you have a Facebook business page so that you are open to more possibilities than a personal page allows you. And we soon look at some of those things. Now you also have a Facebook group. Now remember that you can't create any of these things if you don't have a Facebook personal page or Facebook personal profile. So it all starts from that. A common question I hear persons say, can I create a Facebook group but I don't have a Facebook account? No, you have to have a Facebook account and then you can create a group. You have to have a Facebook account and then you can create a page. So the purpose of a Facebook group, it allows you to build a community around a certain topic. It could be more than one topic. It allows you to build customer relationships. You can also use this as a support area for your customers in need. And it can be used for networking purposes. So you have persons from different businesses being in the same group and they talk to each other and they see how they can do joint ventures or different things. Where customer support is concerned, somebody may sell a particular product and use a Facebook group to support that product. So there they get help if they have any problems with the product. Build customer relationships. It also helps the business that it seems more like a more friendly business, a human side to it, and they can interact with their customers in a different way through a group setting. And it says build a community around a certain topic. We call it like you have a following. You know that persons of like mind like to be in the same area and they're more productive. So that's the purpose of the Facebook group itself. Now, you've heard about the group and you've heard about the page. And a while ago, we looked at how we create a Facebook personal page. So we're going to look on how you actually create a page and a group because persons may actually ask you that for a service as well. You know, that's one way you can earn. You're creating a page for someone and you're creating a group. So that's a bonus earning right there. You're creating a Facebook page for someone and a Facebook group. So let's look at that. So as we said, it all stems from having a Facebook account. So here we have a Facebook personal account. This is my Facebook personal account. Now, on your Facebook profile, after you've signed in, there's a button that says create. Facebook made it easy. Before you had to click this arrow here and then look for what you're doing, but now they made it easy and just have create. So if you want to create a page, it's so easy. You just click create and then you go to page. And then you are going to choose the different options that are available. Is it a business or brand, or is it a community or public figure? You would choose the most appropriate one for you. Most persons choose business or brand. So you click get started, and you'd basically fill in the information as you go along. There are just different stages that you go along. You have to put in your page name and a category for your page. So if I decided to put, let's say I put follow me, all right, and you choose a category. So let's say I type in product or service. That's what follow me is about, product or service. Then I click continue. You saw that there were a list of things to choose from. So I click continue, and then it's just basically going to walk me through the stage. Am I going to create a cover page? Am I setting up my profile yet? I'm not doing any of that, so I just skip it through. If I want to put a profile picture, I can do that. If I want to put a cover, I can do that. I'm not ready yet, so I just skip. And then when the page is created, you can do those things. As simple as that, like magic, here we have our business page. How easy was that? How easy was that to create that business page? Was that difficult? Let me know. Was that difficult to create? Didn't we do that quite fast? That was a page. As quickly as that. Did it take us 5 minutes to create a business page? Somebody could hire you to do so. You could earn just by doing that. Obviously, that wouldn't be the only thing that you would do. You would fill out the necessary areas, easy as 1, 2, 3, exactly. So you put in a profile picture, you'd add a cover. Any area that you want to fill out or needs to be filled out, the client could tell you what those things are and you fill it out. So that's as easy as creating a page. And to create a group, it's as easy as that as well. You just go to create and then you go to group. Now, to create a group, you have to add one member as well. Because obviously it wouldn't be a group if it's just one person in there. So you'd write the name of your group. You just put the email address of the person that you're adding it to. Private or visible. Private means that it says only members who are in the group can see what's being posted. And for visible, anyone in the group. Anyone can find this group and anyone can see what's being posted there. Persons always are afraid and say, okay, if I'm in this group, are my friends seeing what I'm posting in that group? If it's a private group, your friends will only see what you post or maybe see that you have posted in a group if they're in the same group. But if it's visible to everybody, then they may be able to see it. It depends on how your information is shown in the news feed. So that's how you go about creating your Facebook group. So was that easy, creating a Facebook group and a Facebook page? How easy was that? I think that was quite easy. Let me know, was that easy? So right there you saw two ways that you could earn, creating a page for somebody and creating a group. Because some persons don't know how easy it is. I always tell persons, you get work because one, persons don't know how to do it. Two, they don't want to do it. Or three, they don't have the time to do so. All right. So that's how people make money. Look at those restaurants, KFC and Burger King. Can persons cook? Yes, but they may not cook well. They may not have the time to cook, or they just don't want to cook. So persons are able to earn that way. And we don't mind that, do we? We don't mind that at all. All right, so 5 ways to earn using Facebook. 5 ways to earn using Facebook. So the first way is as a Facebook influencer. Have you ever heard about an influencer? This is not just unique to Facebook. It's a social media thing, but we're looking on Facebook for this session, so we will talk about Facebook. So have you heard about an influencer? Now, as an influencer, you must make sure that you're producing high quality content. An influencer, as the name said, this is somebody, as it says, for lack of better words, you are the one that persons look for or look to guide them, as in what to buy, what to do. You have established yourself like that. Engage your audience. Social media sponsored posts are possible. You can become a brand representative or an ambassador. You can do affiliate marketing, and you can also co-create product lines. So you can promote other person's products. You can create your own products. You can co-create, as well as you can do sponsored posts. Now, examples of this. Have you ever been on any social media platform and you see persons talking about, oh, I use this soap and it's so great. And, my face has never been so smooth and so soft. What are those things? They're sponsored posts. Now, affiliate marketing, that's where you are actually selling someone else's product. And what happens is that you can check out different areas that allow you to be affiliates, and you get what's called an affiliate link. You're getting a link, and then you use this link in any post that you're talking about. It could be in a blog post if you're doing blogs, or on your Facebook post. And when anybody clicks on that link and it takes them to whatever you are talking about, whatever product, if the person who clicked on that link decided to buy whatever product was being shown to them, then you get a percentage of that sale. So if the product is costing 200 US dollars and somebody click on it and bought off of your link, and your commission is 5%, do the math. So you see that if 10 persons are doing that, then you see that you're making some good money. So you can do your research and check and see the different places that you can be affiliates, and explore that market and see how it goes. So as an influencer, can anybody just be an influencer? What do you think you need to have in order to be the first thing before you even consider being a Facebook influencer? What do you think you need to have? Let me know. What do you need to have? Right now, is anybody ready to be an influencer? As you are now, set up. Are you ready? You need followers. You need people to be following you, liking your page. You need content that's drawing people to you so that you are building a following. Because if I am somebody who has a product that I wanted to promote to me, and you have 20 persons that have liked your page, and by the way, you'd be doing this via your Facebook business page. Remember, I told you that where personal pages are concerned, personal profiles, Facebook doesn't really like you doing certain things there. So it's best that you create a business page for that. So you want to make sure that you're building up your business page in a way where persons are learning valuable content about whatever area you chose to specialize in, and they are looking to you as the expert to get whatever they need. So once you have that following, then you can approach different brands and see how willing they are to pay you to work for them as their brand ambassador or doing sponsorships. Where sponsorships are concerned, have you ever watched any videos where you may see like a Pepsi bottle placed nicely in an area where you can see it, or a butter kiss biscuit or something like that? You just see certain products that are clearly labeled and you can see. Have you ever seen that? We're watching certain videos or certain pictures, you see certain things placed nicely clear where you can see it, and that has nothing to do with the video. That's sponsorship. You have a following and they're paying you to get to see that. Now, for those who follow the local market in Jamaica, they have certain influencers here. You have Dotty Berry, whoever has watched the Dotty Berry show. He has a YouTube channel and he has a Facebook page. He's an influencer because he has a following. So he can actually have product placement or talk about something. If you ever watched his videos, you see him talk about either for somebody's music or any particular thing. And in his show, he even says, contact me if you want me to mention your product here. So he has built this following. I think his YouTube channel has over 100,000 subscribers to it. So same as with a Facebook page, you can build your following with valuable content that persons are interested in. His thing was about social media countdown, but you can decide what your content will be. And you see that he has branched out from that for those who follow that. So you have different, you can start somewhere and you can branch out to other things. So don't think that you're limited with the content that you have because you started out with that and you're stuck with using that. So with an influencer, one, you have to have a following. Two, as it says, you have to make sure that you build and have your valuable content. So how many followers do you need to be an influencer? Definitely, it's best to be in the thousands. So you wouldn't be having 50. If you have like more than 1,000, maybe you could start off there maybe with small brands, very small, like your local store or something like that. But ideally, you want to be in the thousands, like 4,000 and things like that. I would say a minimum of 4,000 because 4,000 is a good amount of people to get your brand in front of. So you can work on building that. And it's not difficult if you remain consistent. I actually started a Facebook page and in 2 weeks, I built it to a certain point already because you have with a business page, you can run what we call ads on the page so more persons can see the page. So you can be a Facebook influencer. And we talked about some examples of that. So as we said, co-create. So you can create a product with somebody else. We talked about what affiliate marketing is. You have links that you share, and if anybody buys from that link, you get a percentage of that commission. Become a brand ambassador or representative. You are the person that represents that brand. For local markets, we know that we have our sports people representing certain brands. That's like an example of a brand ambassador. Social media sponsored posts, we talked about that already. You will be talking about, a particular product you're using. It's best if you have actually used the product, you don't necessarily want to endorse something that you don't believe in. Engage your audience. Make sure that you're responding to any messages and any comments that they make. And most importantly, you have to be building certain content that persons are interested in so that you can grow your following so that you can eventually become an influencer. So here we have content creation and scheduling posts. Content creation and scheduling posts. Now, the reason I extracted this part alone, you do have something called a social media manager, but that has more a broader heading. This is just like an extraction of what a social media manager may do. All right, so content creation and scheduling posts. Very self-explanatory. You would research content for this particular Facebook page because all these things I'm talking about so far are the business page. These are things somebody would hire you to do for a business page. As we said, a bonus earning was creating the page. I showed you how to create the page. So they may ask you to create a page for them and then do these other things. So where it comes to scheduling and content creation, research is a must when you're creating your content. Sometimes the person may start you off by giving you certain content or content ideas, but ultimately you have to take the reins and then you are researching the topics and deciding what to use and post. Now, after you research, definitely you have to create the content. And they have different platforms that you can use to create content for free. One is called canva.com. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of canva.com. I'm going to put that link in the chat area. So canva.com is an area where you can use to create certain posts. We know that you can use google.com to research and get your ideas for your post. Now, when you create those posts, you would publish the posts. And if you're not publishing it same time, for instance, if I do a post now, I can publish it right away. That's what publishing right away is. But where scheduling is concerned, Suppose the person wants 30 days of social media posts created. You don't have to go each day and create a post. Each day you're creating a post. No, you can create all 30 posts and then you schedule them for every other day, every week, every 2 days. You can decide the schedule. And also you can backdate posts. Do you know you can backdate a post? So if I want to have a page, I just created the page, but I want it to look like I was using that page from 2 weeks ago. Do you know that you can backdate posts? Let me know. Do you know that you can backdate a post? Who knew that you could do that? You can backdate a post. All right, so here we have a Facebook page. So when you're creating your post and you're going to publish your post, you'd write your post here. So I'm just going to write a post that says free online session has started, and then put some exclamation signs. And I want to share it now, which means I'm going to publish it right now, right? So I just click publish now. I can add a photo if I want by clicking the photo and choosing any photo I want or a video, and I can add that on the post itself. All right, so you can share right now. So let me just go back here if I can find back my post. All right, I'm going to add something on it. So let me just add that. So free session has started and I added a picture. So I went to photo or video and I added the picture. And then I would just click share now. That's how I published. But I didn't have to publish now. I could actually schedule the post and I could publish the post and actually backdate it. So who said I knew about backdating? All right, so backdating. All right, so some person said they didn't know about backdating. Some person said they knew. Good. All right, so I have published this post now. So it says, do I want to have an offer or a regular post? I just want it as a regular post. And we see that the post is coming up now on the Facebook page. All right, so here is the post. So you see here it says just now. So that means it just went up now. But if I did a backdating, I could make this date show a date from last week. Here you see it says public, which means everybody can see this post. For persons who have this icon, when you're using your personal account, it means that anything that you're sharing, everybody can see it. Most persons' personal account, let me go back to my, well, it doesn't really mean to go back, but you know that when you're doing it on your personal account, you will see it have the two heads, and that will mean it's your friends. All right, so that's how you publish a post quite easily. And remember, you can schedule the post as well as backdate it. And you may have persons hiring you to backdate posts because they have created a page for the first time and they don't want it to seem like the page is new. So they would ask you to, okay, can you create a page for me and backdate the post? And they may give you an idea of how far back they want the post to go so that it looks as if the page has been there for a while. So it's not a case of deceiving anybody, but you want to make it, suppose you didn't get to start the page when you wanted to, you want to make sure that you are having everything as you want it and so on. So with that particular service, as we said, you're creating content and you are scheduling posts. Does that look hard to do? Do you think it's hard to create content and schedule posts and backdate posts and things like that? Because some of these you have experience doing it with your personal Facebook account. So you're just learning now how to do so with a Facebook page. Because remember, these jobs that we're looking on so far, it's a Facebook business page you would be using and need to be familiar with to do so. So you can be a Facebook page engager. Have you ever heard about an engager? Now, this is somebody who needs to be knowledgeable about the product or service, and they will reply to comments made by customers or potential customers, And they're also conversation starters. Have you ever experienced an engager? You usually have these on pages to make sure that the page is active. Who likes certain Facebook pages and interacts with the pages? Anybody likes a page and you interact with the person on the page? Sometimes it's not the person who you think is actually answering you. You know, you have an engager using the page ID and responding to you. A page can have as many as 5 or 6 or 7 engagers depending on how busy the page is. Did you know that? So you may think that it's one person answering you, but it could be several persons and you have no idea who it is because they are using the page ID. Does that sound like a job you could do? All right, so somebody says, are these engagers admins? An engager doesn't necessarily have to be an admin. It depends on the access that they're given to the page because you don't need to be given admin access to be an engager. There are different types of access that you can give persons to a Facebook page. So you can be an engager without having admin access. So let me show you where you would go in a page in order to do the different access. Since somebody asked that question, let me show you where, because a lot of clients, sometimes they want to add you to their page and they don't want to give you any personal information because they think you may be stealing their information. So in order to give somebody access to a page, there is an area you go, settings, and then you go to page roles. All right. So let's see if I'm seeing that. So settings and page roles. And then there is where you will add somebody. So you can, it's best if the person is a friend with you because you can find them easily. So here you assign a role, existing role. So here you would add the person and these are the options that you have. You have admin, you have editor, moderator, advertiser, analyst. So depending on the access that you have, you can do more. So obviously admin is the top. So it will be more editor or moderator could be the ones for the engager. So they don't need to have general access. Admin has all the access, so somebody may not want to add you as an admin because they don't want you to be all over their page doing whatever you want to do and getting into trouble. So they want to have some kind of control. Now, some persons may wonder, how can you be an engager and not be using your personal account because you don't want it to be coming up as your personal account. You want to be commenting as the page because the purpose is for persons to think that this is the page responding to me, right? So you don't want to be commenting as yourself. So a quick little trick, what you can do is that you have, let me show you here. So what I did here, there's a little icon here. When you click the icon here, if you have other pages created, you can choose the page you want to comment as. So you can choose the page you want to comment as once you have several pages associated with your account. So you can choose the page you want to comment as. So that's how persons do it. All right, so let's go back to our slide. So what do you think about some of the jobs you've seen so far? These seems like job that you can do, seems hard, difficult. Yes, maybe so. Let me know. I'm rhyming. Yes, maybe so. Let me know. All right. Some say doable. All right. So somebody want to be engaged. All right. No. And remember, where these things are concerned, you need to make these earning opportunities possible. Don't wait for somebody to give you the opportunity. You need to make them possible. Now, we also talked about, yes, takes research. So I'm just opening your eyes to certain possibilities. Some of you may not have thought of them, but you're learning about them now. So where conversation starters are concerned, an engager may see an existing conversation going on and they talk amongst what's going on, but they want to gear the conversation to ways where they're talking about the product. And they can also start a conversation. So suppose a post is made, they comment and say, suppose I post about a computer, they may say, wow, I've used this computer and it's so fast and reliable. And then somebody else may have seen that comment and say, yes, I really like it as well. And then different people start commenting. So they start a conversation. And the whole purpose of this, why do you think you want to have engagers? You want to have engagement. I don't know if you've ever heard these terms all the time, engagement on post, which means like, commenting, and sharing. Why do they want all of those things to be happening? Liking, commenting, sharing. Why do you want all of those things to be happening? Get more visibility, exactly. And it's free visibility. We call it organic reach. Organic reach. So when somebody likes a post or shares it and comments on it comes up in their newsfeed that they commented on this page. So if you have a business page or so, you commented on somebody's business page or liked it, your friends would see that you did so because Facebook has a way of telling your friends these things. So your friends would have seen you do so and say, oh, I wonder what page Mary was on. Let me check it out. And then they in turn like it. And they say, all right, Kenisha like that one. Let me look at this one. Or Caroline like this and let me see what that's about. And the chain goes on. And that is free engagement. Free. All right. So if you're just joining, this is going to be recorded. So if you want a copy of this recording, anybody who wants a copy of the recording, put your email now and put replay. Put your email and put replay. Put your email and put replay. Yes, so social media marketing it's a free marketing they're getting done there by persons liking, comment, and sharing. All right, so that's for the page engager. So you also have a Facebook. Facebook has a typo there. Sorry about that. So Facebook customer support representative. Facebook customer support representative. So persons may want somebody to be a customer support for their page. So this person will reply to Facebook inbox messages and make and confirm appointments on Facebook. Did you know that there's an appointment feature on Facebook? You can make appointments for somebody on Facebook. Do you know to do that? Facebook business page. You can make appointments for someone. Good. So you would be the one making the appointments and you can confirm or not accept the appointment. And there's an area where you can see the different appointments that are set up and so on. So that's how you do so on a Facebook business page. And you would need to know to do that if you would want to be interested in doing Facebook support. So if you want to do the whole scheduling and the backdating and things like those, you would need to know how to manipulate a Facebook page in order to do so. You can't do these things if you're not familiar with the ins and outs of a Facebook page. Let's look at the representative. So they reply to Facebook messages, make, confirm appointments for potential customers, and they invite persons to a Facebook page. Have you ever received Facebook invites? You see a notification that says so-and-so has invited you to join a Facebook page. So if persons can hire somebody to do all these things, invite persons and so on to the Facebook page. So instead of them having to be doing that themselves. So let me show you something about that. Let's go back to our Facebook page. All right. So for Facebook pages, you have the inbox area. And this is where the customer rep would come in. They would be in the inbox area, answering messages, looking on what's going on, and so on. All right, so you go to the inbox area to do so. And there are ways to manipulate the inbox area to make your life easier. Pretend that you're offering support to a page that has hundreds of messages coming in all the time. Hundreds of messages coming in all the time. You need to have ways and means to make your customer support service very efficient and There are things that you see, all of these buttons here. What do they mean? What do they do? How do you use them? So you have the create appointment, like, insert, save, reply. How do you manipulate all these buttons here? You need to know how to use a Facebook page in order to do so. So as a customer support person, this is like your area. This is where you're concerned with. You're concerned with the notifications part as well, because here you would go to like any comments, or you invite persons to join the page or like the page and so on. So you need to know all these areas, how you go about dealing with these things here. Now, I want to introduce you to an extension. We call it an extension, right? A Chromebook extension. It's a Chromebook extension, and it's called Auto Invite for Facebook. Auto Invite for Facebook. And the great thing about this extension is that once you go to the page, obviously you have to be linked to the page, a page role. You need to have a page role for the page. What you can do is that if I press this button here, let's look and see if it works, because you know how these things going on when you're doing your demos, that's when it decides to give you problems. So let's look. So here it says navigate your Facebook page and then press the button below. So let me just navigate it. So I'm navigating by going up and down all over the place. So let me press that button again. So remember, it's called Auto Invite for Facebook. So when I click Invite to Page, look what it's doing. It's scrolling through the pages and it's looking to see if there's any post here that needs an invite. Now, it so happens that nobody here, it didn't find anybody to invite, but if there are persons that had liked certain things, and once somebody interacts with your post, you can invite them to your page. So if there was somebody that didn't, who liked, I should say, and they weren't invited before, I could use this extension to do so. So let me go to another page and try it on that. All right, so we go here. All right, so let's try it on this page. Let me see who. So somebody says they're not hearing. Are you guys hearing? Everybody hearing? Somebody says they're not hearing. All right. So let me just address that person. All right. So can I use Canva to make videos for Facebook posts? Canva actually does have a mini video option now. So you can make a very short video, like a couple seconds video. I used Canva. I'll show you the video that I did with Canva. And this is the free version of Canva. Don't know if you saw this post. I did this post for this Facebook session that we're having now. Let me show you the post. All right, so let me show you the post. So this was just a mini video that I did. You see, it's a couple seconds, 5 seconds. So very short video. But if I had more pages on the area that I was creating it in, it would be a longer video, but I just had one page. So I used Canva to create this post, free version of Canva. All right. All right, so somebody else said they weren't hearing, but they're hearing now. Right. So then did it break for anybody else, the audio, or everybody was hearing? Everybody was hearing consistently? All right. So when you get the replay, you will hear everything as was said. All right, so let's try that extension on this page. So let me scroll down and see what it does. So click it, click invite. So it's going to go through, and what it's going to do is going to open each post. You notice I'm not doing anything, by the way. It's opening each post and going through. Well, I'm actually scrolling, but I want to show you that where you see it presses the invite, I'm not pressing anything. So the cursor over here, it is doing it for me. So how cool is that? It will just go down the page for each post on the page and just invite persons, because persons want people to be a part of their page. So when they make a comment or like or something, you are able, well, when they like, I should say, when they like or interact in the page, In this way, you can actually invite them to the page. So I can stop this extension, but you see, it is going through the page itself and deciding where it sees that it needs to invite. That's cool. I think that's very cool. All right, so if you just join in, just put a note that you want the replay. Just put replay and your email address. Replay and your email address. Also, would you like to have a PDF version of the PowerPoint presentation? If you want that as well, just put PDF and your email. Just put PDF and your email. All right, so that's the extension there. It's called Auto Invite for Facebook. It's going through the page and just liking each particular thing. So I'll just stop it, or it's actually running in the background. So I'll just allow it to run in the background. But that's just a way that you can quickly invite persons to like the page. So as a customer support person, as we said before, you have to be familiar with the inbox, the workings of the inbox, what all those buttons do. How can you create replies that are instant? You want to make sure that you are being able to answer messages quickly. So you can create and insert replies automatically. So you have some persons keep on asking the same kind of questions. So what you would do, you would actually create replies and then just reuse that depending on what somebody asked you, instead of you typing from scratch all of those things. And if you can't type fast, that helps you to be able to pre-type your responses so that you can get through faster, because if you have a lot of persons messaging you at once, you don't want to have any delay, because as a customer support person, you don't want to have persons waiting on you. So you want to make sure that you try to make your service as efficient as possible. All right. So we have a Facebook group manager. Facebook group manager. So we talked about a Facebook group being one of the things that you can create on Facebook. So remember, we looked at how we created a Facebook group. All right, so somebody says the audio is in and out. Am I in and out for other persons? So you can add members to the group, approve posts made by members, create posts as the page. So you need to know how to add the page to the group if persons don't know how to do so, if the client doesn't know how to do so, schedule posts, and much more. All right, so let's look at the Facebook group. So remember, we showed our group before. So here we have a Facebook group. So right now this group says interacting as Ace It with Ava, which is a page. But if I wanted to interact as myself, which is this is my profile, my personal profile, or another page, I would just click this button to do so. So I can choose who I want to interact as. So either Ace It with Ava, Get Started with Freelancing, or Ava Lala. I can choose either one. So that's how you see persons doing it when they're commenting on pages. They can switch between which one they want to comment as. Because if you're doing this for a client, you don't want to be using your personal Facebook account. You want to be using the brand. So you need to know how to switch between the two, which I just showed you earlier, how to switch. You also need to know how to use the different group settings. When you go into a group, how do you set things up? What are all these things? What are group insights? What are announcement units? What's all of that? Members, all those things. More, you have the group settings, go to edit group settings, and you have all these host of things that you can go through that you would need to know to use them properly when you are doing this as a service for someone. Remember, you're not able to do the service if you are unable to use the platform. So you have to know how to use the platform in order to do these services properly. So how many have we gone so far? Who's counting? How many ways have we gone through so far? Who was counting? Let me see who was counting. How many ways? 4? 5? Tell me which ways. Let me see who remembers. Which ways have we gone through so far? Influencer, yes, Carlene, influencer. Content. Oh, Carlene is a star student, content creator, customer services, engager. Exactly. We went through five. What do you think about those five? They seem doable? They seem like things that you would be able to do? What do you think about them? Do these seem like services that you would be able to offer? Remember, as I said, don't wait for opportunities to come to you. You need to make your own opportunity. You're learning that these are five ways to earn. But are you just going to sit down and say, oh, I know five ways to earn? You need to do something, learn how to use the platform, go out and seek work where this is concerned. So some persons may be wondering, okay, so where or how do I utilize this service? Where can these services be offered? All right, so these services can be offered in two places. You can use an online platform, which is a Fiverr platform. That's a platform I work on, and many persons on this call work there as well. So you have the Fiverr platform. For those who don't know the Fiverr platform, this is an online platform where we can sell digital services to persons all over the world. And these services are called gigs, Gigs. You can also go around to your local businesses and tell them about your service. In Jamaica, we might say like a corner shop or something. You may never know, if the corner shop person has a computer and wants to branch out into social media. You don't know. Some persons don't know these things, and you can be the one to open their eyes. You can be the one to let them see, wow, this is possible. And since you are the one opening their eyes to these possibilities, you can grow with them. You started with them and you grow with them. You broaden their horizon and let them know that all these things are possible. All right. So always think of ways that you can make your own opportunities. Don't depend on anybody to do something for you. All right. Always remember that. Now, where working online is concerned, as I said, for those who don't know, you have a platform called Fiverr.com, just to show you what it looks like. So this is the Fiverr.com platform. You just go to Fiverr.com, and this is my profile. So I have my services, my different gigs set up right here. So if I wanted to have a social media engager, I would set up that service. I want to be a Facebook group manager or a Facebook customer support. You see, I have a customer support one right here. If I want to do those services, I can set up those gigs on Fiverr. So Fiverr.com is the area where you can earn online. Fiverr.com. So you can set up a variety of services there, but you need to know how to set them up properly so they can be found when buyers are looking to hire you. Now, remember, we said that you can also do what? Where other than the online platform? The online platform is good because at least you can work from home doing so instead of walking around. And by the way, are you going to be walking around and going to these small business persons? You're walking in the sun. What can you do? You can do that, but what else could you do? What else could you do if you're offering this particular service? How you let small businesses know? What do you create? Yes, you can have a business page where you create a post saying that you do all of these things, right? So you can create a post saying that you do all these sorts of services. And the great thing about Facebook pages, let me show you. You may not see it right now because on this particular profile, let me actually show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. I'm just going to show you something right here so that you can see. So for Facebook pages, the reason it's great to have a Facebook page, remember we said you can reach a lot of persons. You can reach many persons on a Facebook page. And let me show you how you can reach them, because this is one thing also you need to learn when you know how to do when you're using a Facebook page. You need to know how to do this. Have you ever heard about Boost? Boost. 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 You can boost a post and let persons, more than one person, get to see it, many people. So you can boost one post to make thousands of persons see that service. So here it says this post wasn't boosted, but look here. You can boost. So it says boost post. How do you do this? This is something that you need to learn how to do as well. So remember, all of those that we're talking about are services that you use with a Facebook business page. All right, so it says this is boost again. So this post now is boosted. It has reached 302 persons, and I didn't have to walk not even a foot. I've reached 302 persons. You see how many comments here? 72 comments. And I didn't have to do anything but just boost the post and add just $4. This post is boosted by just $4 US, just four. And you see, it said I could reach up to 753 people I'm reaching without walking 1 foot. I didn't leave my house. So this is a service you could also offer persons, a bonus one, boosting posts. This is just a mini version of what we call Facebook ads. You don't have to go deep into Facebook ads, but this is just one way of boosting different posts so that more persons, other than the ones who have liked your page, can see it. All right? So boosting a post, boost your post, as the word it says, right? Self-explanatory. So just to start wrapping up, and thank you for the time that you have spent here with me. I hope you found this session informative. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the session. Did you learn anything new? Did you find it of value? All right, so here we have, so we can do on the Fiverr platform where we sell services to person all over the world. You have to know how to set up gigs and sell those services so people can find them. You can do your local businesses, walk around to them. Nothing is wrong with that. But we saw that you can have your business page and you set up your post. Because remember, I'm assuming all of you are freelancers wanting to set up your online business and so on. So you would need to be advertising your own services on your own Facebook business page.